A year ago, I made a video about why I dislike Kenny from Telltale to Walking Dead, and I still stand on everything I said on that video. But as I was making thumbnails for future videos, I stumbled upon this picture. And then the more I look at this picture, the more I realize this man has to be the most broken man in Telltale to Walking Dead. Now sure, Clementine went through some shit. Lee most definitely went through some shit. But this man right here, there are no words. Kenny starts off as a simple ass person, a family man in the beginning. He was a caring husband to his wife Katja and a loving father to his son Duck. His motivations were just regular, survive for the sake of his family. But in his singular focus became both his greatness strength, but his fatal flaw. Kenny's spiral first began with one of the most devastating moments in the series, the loss of his son Duck. As Kenny struggles to cope, things take an even darker turn when Katja, overwhelmed with grief, took her own life sadly. This is where we see the first cracks in Kenny's mental state. His identity was tied to his role as a protector and father. With his family gone, that identity was just shattered into pieces, just like that. But instead of processing his grief, Kenny buries it deep inside. Pause. What happens next is a slow, painful descent into madness. This is where, in my opinion, where he started his crash out arc. In season 2, Kenny's desperation to cling to any semblance of family becomes apparent. He forms a quick, almost desperate attachment to Sarita, a new companion who represents hope for a fresh start. But when she too as well was taken from him, it became clear everyone Kenny loved is doomed. With every new loss, Kenny's grip on reality weakens. His desire to protect baby AJ became an obsession. In his mind, saving AJ becomes synonymous with redemption for all the loved ones he lost. But instead of protecting AJ out of love, it starts to feel like he's protecting him out of guilt, a desperate need to prove that he's not a failure. Kenny's unresolved grief transformed into anger. Throughout season 2, we see Kenny become increasingly violent. His outbursts put him at odds with the group, and he begins to alienate those around him, just as he pushes away any type of chance of healing. Slowly, you can tell that Kenny's trauma has consumed him completely. He lashes out at anyone and everyone, not because he wants to, but because it's the only way he knows how to cope. Like, the world has become one of constant survival, and in that world, the only emotion that still connects him to his past is rage. And then, the final straw. The final showdown between Kenny and Jane. It's a culmination of all his pain and anger. By this point, Kenny has lost nearly everything, and his mind is teetering off the edge. But his conflict with Jane is less about her actions and more about what she represents. And she represents another potential threat to his fragile grasp on family, on his last hope, aka AJ. When Jane manipulates Kenny into believing that AJ died, he snapped completely. In that moment, we see the full weight of his brokenness. The man who was once a loving father has become a shell, driven by fear, guilt, and desperate need to protect something, anything that reminds him of what he lost. That man was gone. Kenny was just gone, and bro was like bro's spirit was just gone. Like the Kenny we knew for season 1 was just gone. Everything about him was just gone. What makes Kenny such a tragic, broken character is that his downfall is so relatable. He's not evil. He's not a monster. He's a man who loved too deeply and lost too damn much. In a world as brutal as The Walking Dead, Kenny represents the harsh truth that sometimes the most dangerous things isn't the walkers or the bandits. It's the weight of grief and what it can do to a person. Kenny's story is one of loss, trauma, and the slow destruction of a man who couldn't let go. And in the end, that's why he's the most broken character in Telltale's The Walking Dead.